There was no question of asking them to halt. They shot them and kept shooting them. As I say, it's not just a shoot-to-kill policy, it was a shoot-to-slaughter policy. That's the only way I can see that.
Even by the levels of violence commonplace in West Belfast over the past 20 years, last Saturday's killings were among the most harrowing ever seen.
The most vivid part that I remember was them riddling them.
What, the...
Riddled them on the ground.
They shot them while they were on the ground?
Yeah, shot them when they were already maybe dead. Still fell, and we were afraid they were going to shoot us.
You were quite clear about that?
Oh, very clear.
A police inquiry is underway to determine the exact circumstances surrounding the shootings. But a week later, the facts are still far from clear. What is known is that John McNeill, Eddie Hale and Peter Thompson were attempting to stage a robbery when they were shot dead. The incident happened on the corner of the Falls Road and White Rock Road in this predominantly Catholic part of West Belfast. The robbers' target was a bookmaker's shop. One of them sat behind the wheel of a stolen getaway car. At least 2 others entered the shop. 2 soldiers wearing civilian clothes became suspicious. They got out of their car, and in the next few seconds, the driver of the getaway car was shot and died soon afterwards. 2 robbers then came back out of the bookmakers. They were carrying what turned out to be replica weapons. The soldiers opened fire on them. Stray bullets hit a home across the road, and this man was shot in the shoulder.
I saw a person with a gun on the steps of the bookies. There was an exchange of shots. Obviously, the first thing, panic, get out of the road. I tried to get out of the road, the next thing I was hit in the shoulder, or wherever it is, and the arm. Down, I hit the deck, that was it.
You were extremely lucky.
I was a very lucky man. Somebody somewhere had been looking after me.
The next day, Sunday, the IUC produced the replica weapons and balaclavas found at the scene, but the authorities revealed no further details. On Monday in the House of Commons, the Secretary of State for Northern Ireland, Peter Brooke, defended the soldiers' actions.
It is clearly the responsibility of members of the security forces to take immediate action to respond to any situation which appears to pose immediate danger to life.
Undoubtedly, at a busy crossroads like this, there must have been many witnesses to the shootings, but few have come forward. In Republican areas, there's deep suspicion of the security forces. Inevitably, rumour and speculation have been rife. On Tuesday, Sinn Féin said they'd been told the robbers may have been set up, and that the security forces had the gang under surveillance for some time before the shootings. 2 daily papers claimed the IRA set up the robbers themselves to embarrass the government and resurrect shoot-to-kill allegations. Also on Tuesday, West Belfast SDLP councillor Dr. Joe Hendren revealed that he'd been approached by an eyewitness who was too frightened to go to the police.
He was sort of transfixed in what he saw, and there were 2 men, young men in their 20s with dark hair, wearing dark green jumpers. One had a machine gun in his hand, was standing at the corner looking around him. The other was pumping his gun into 2 people on the ground. And then when he was finished, the guy who was standing at the corner, he then came over and started emptying his gun into the 2 bodies. He told me he saw a grey car there, but suddenly pulled out, did a very fast U-turn, and then came at speed down backwards towards where the shooting was.
By Thursday, it was widely believed that a 4th man was involved in the robbery and that he escaped by mingling with customers in the bookmakers. The men were buried this week amidst continuing speculation about their deaths. Did the soldiers simply happen upon the robbery? Did they issue a warning before opening fire? Did the robbers make any threatening movements? And was there a second car carrying military backup? The problem is, some key witnesses won't come forward.
Recently, there is a fear of leaks of information from within security forces to paramilitaries, which would put people at risk. Particularly in this case, a fear that witnesses might get leaned on by British intelligence to change their stories. Relations between the security forces and people in West Belfast have never been good.
The fear is, this time, the damage may be irrevocable.
How would I, here as a public representative, say to the people of West Belfast, give your support to all of the security forces, and especially the British Army, because the British Army behaviour in the past has been more like recruiting sergeants for the provost, because they treat young people like dirt. I would say that is the biggest factor in getting young people to go towards the provisional IRA. The more harassment there is in West Belfast, the more it helps the provisional IRA.
Father Matthew Wallace has been working in the area for years. He too senses an air of despondency.
This particular incident is having a profound impact on the people in West Belfast. For one reason, to see how expendable we all are. I've never seen so much fear, so much alienation, and it's going to be a long time before the police and army regain their credibility, if ever.